So you've been at your job for 3 years. Same desk, same responsibilities, same boring meetings, and every year you get your annual review. Your boss tells you you're doing great, and you get a 3% raise, maybe 4% if it's a good year. So let's do the math. You're making $50,000 a year. A 3% raise is $1,500. That's an extra $125 per month before taxes. After taxes, maybe $90. And you're supposed to feel grateful for this. Meanwhile, your friend Sarah, who started at the same company at the same time as you, she just got promoted to a position making $68,000. That's $18,000 more than you. She's not smarter than you. She doesn't work harder than you, but she's making 36% more. And here's the painful part. You're stuck. You show up, do your work, go home, and hope that someday your loyalty will be rewarded, but it won't be. Because here's what nobody tells you. Just doing your job well is not enough to get rich at work. But here's what I'm going to show you in this video. The specific strategies that people like Sarah use to extract maximum value from their 9-to-5 job, not just raises. I'm talking about bonuses, benefits, retirement matches, equity, and career jumps that can add hundreds of thousands of dollars to your lifetime earnings. This is the 9-5 cheat code, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to use it. My name is Max, and I want to help you learn how to make your money work more for you in your life. And today I'm going to show you how to strategically leverage your regular job to build serious wealth, even if you're not an entrepreneur or business owner. So, let's get started, and please make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you like it. The myth of job loyalty. Here's the thing. We've been sold a lie about how work works. We've been told that if you show up on time, do good work, and stay loyal to your company, you'll be rewarded with steady raises, promotions, and eventually a comfortable retirement. That was maybe true for our grandparents, but it's absolutely not true today. According to a 2024 study by ADP, employees who stay at the same company for more than 2 years earn 50% less over their lifetime compared to people who strategically change jobs. 50%. Let me say that again. Staying loyal to one company can cost you literally hundreds of thousands of dollars over your career. And here's what most people don't realize. Your employer is not loyal to you. I'm not saying this to be cynical. I'm saying this because it's true. Companies will lay you off the moment it makes financial sense, regardless of how long you've been there or how hard you've worked. So why are you being loyal to that? Now, I'm not saying you should job hop every 6 months. What I'm saying is that you need to treat your job like what it actually is, a business transaction. You're selling your time and skills, and you should be getting maximum value for them. And that's what this cheat code is about, getting every dollar you deserve from your work. Cheat code number 1. The compensation audit. Okay, so here's the first thing you need to do, and you need to do this today. Figure out if you're being underpaid. Here's what most people do. They assume that whatever they're being paid is fair. After all, the company made an offer, they accepted it, so it must be reasonable, right? Wrong. According to a 2024 report by Salary.com, 82% of employees have no idea what the market rate is for their position. 82%. That means most people are working for whatever their employer decided to pay them without any idea if it's fair. And here's the thing. Companies know this. They're counting on you not knowing your market value. Because if you don't know what you're worth, they can pay you less and you'll never know the difference. So here's what you're going to do. Go to Glassdoor, Salary.com, Payscale, or Levels.fyi if you're in tech, and look up your exact job title in your city. Not a similar job, your exact job. Look at what companies are paying for that role. Let me give you an example. Let's say you're a marketing coordinator in Austin, Texas, making $52,000. You go to Glassdoor and you see that the average marketing coordinator in Austin makes $61,000. That's a $9,000 gap. Now here's where it gets really interesting. That's not just $9,000 one time. That's $9,000 per year. Over a 10-year career, that's $90,000. And if you invest that extra $9,000 per year at a 7% return, That's over $130,000. So you being underpaid by $9,000 right now is actually costing you over $130,000 in the next decade. Do you see how insane that is? This is why the compensation audit is the first cheat code. You cannot fix a problem you don't know exists. Cheat code number 2, the strategic ask. Okay, so let's say you just did your compensation audit and you discovered you're being underpaid by $9,000. What do? Here's what most people do. Nothing. They see the number, they get upset, they complain to their friends, and then they go back to work and hope their boss eventually notices their value. Here's what you're going to do instead. You're going to ask for what you deserve, but you're going to do it strategically. Now, you might be thinking, Max, I can't just walk into my boss's office and demand a $9,000 raise. They'll laugh at me or fire me. You're right, that would be stupid. So here's how you actually do it. Step 1, document your wins. Before you ask for anything, you need to build your case. For the next 2 to 4 weeks, write down every accomplishment, every project you complete, every problem you solve. Specific numbers are crucial here. Increased social media engagement by 34% is better than did good work on social media. Step 2, time it right. Don't ask for a raise randomly on a Tuesday. Ask during your annual review after you've completed a major project, or when the company just had a big win. Timing matters. Step 3, frame it as a market adjustment, not a favor. You're not asking your boss to do you a favor. You're asking them to bring your compensation in line with market rates. This is business, not charity. Here's the exact script. I've really enjoyed working here and contributing to a specific project. I've been doing some research on market rates for my role, and I found that similar positions in our market are paying between $58,000 and $65,000. I'm currently at $52,000. Based on my contributions, particularly a specific accomplishment, I'd like to discuss bringing my compensation more in line with market rates. Notice what you did there. You led with value. You cited market data. You were specific, and you framed it as a discussion, not a demand. And here's the thing. The worst they can say is no. If they say no, you now have valuable information. This company doesn't value you properly, which brings us to cheat code number 3. Cheat code number 3, the strategic job change. Here's a fact that's going to change how you think about your career. The fastest way to increase your income is to change jobs. According to ADP's 2024 Workforce Vitality Report, people who switch jobs see an average pay increase of 14.8%. People who stay at their current job, average raise of 4.5%. Let me show you what that means in real dollars. Person A stays at their company making $50,000. They get 4.5% raises every year. After 5 years, they're making $61,400. Person B starts at $50,000, switches jobs after 2 years and gets a 15% bump to $57,500. Switches again after another 2 years, gets another 15% bump to $66,125. After 5 years, they're making $66,125. That's almost $5,000 more per year than person A. But here's where it compounds. In over a 30-year career, person A, the loyal employee, earns about $2.8 million total. Person B, the strategic job switcher, earns about $3.7 million. That's $900,000 more over a career just from switching jobs strategically. Now, I know you may be frustrated because you actually like your current job. And look, that's totally valid. But here's what you need to understand. Even if you don't want to leave, you should be interviewing. Here's why. When you interview at other companies, you get real-time market data about your value. You might discover you're more underpaid than you thought. You might get an offer that you can use as leverage with your current employer. You might find an even better opportunity. Also, here's what most people don't realize. The best time to look for a job is when you already have one. You're not desperate. You can be selective. You have leverage. So here's the strategy. Every 18 to 24 months, start casually looking. Update your LinkedIn. Take a few interviews. See what's out there. You're not being disloyal. You're being smart. And if you get an offer that's significantly better, and by significantly I mean at least 15 to 20% more money, or a clear path to advancement, you seriously consider taking it. Cheat code number 4, maximize your benefits, the hidden money. Okay, this is where it gets really interesting because most people completely overlook this. Your salary is not your only compensation. Let me give you an example. Let's say you're choosing between two jobs. Job A, $70,000 salary, no 401k match, basic health insurance, 10 days PTO. Job B, $65,000 salary, 6% 401k match, excellent health insurance, 20 days PTO, $1,000 annual professional development budget. Most people would pick Job A because $70,000 is more than $65,000, right? Wrong. Let's do the actual math. Job B's 401k match is worth $3,900 per year, 6% of $65,000. Better health insurance probably saves you $2,000 per year in out-of-pocket costs. 10 extra days of PTO at your daily rate, $65,000 divided by 260 workdays equals $250 per day, is worth $2,500. The professional development budget is $1,000. That's $9,400 in additional value. So Job B's total compensation is actually $74,400. Job B is worth $4,400 more than Job A, even though the salary is $5,000 less. Here's what you need to do. When you're evaluating a job or negotiating, you need to look at total compensation, not just salary. And here's the cheat code within the cheat code. Some benefits are worth way more than others. 401k match. This is free money. If your company offers it and you're not maxing it out, you're literally leaving money on the table. If they match 5% and you're making $60,000, that's $3,000 per year free. Over 30 years with compound growth, that's over $300,000. HSA contributions. If your company offers a high deductible health plan with an HSA and they contribute to it, that's tax-free money that rolls over every year. This is one of the best benefits that nobody uses. Professional development budget. If your company will pay for courses, certifications, or conferences, use it. This makes you more valuable, which means you can command higher pay later. Seriously, I've seen people turn down jobs with incredible benefits because they only looked at the salary number. Don't be that person. Cheat code number 5, the side project strategy. Okay, so we've talked about maximizing your main income and benefits. Now let's talk about creating additional income streams using your 9-to-5 as a foundation. Here's the thing. Your job gives you skills, connections, and resources. Most people completely waste these. Let me give you an example. Let's say you're a graphic designer at a marketing agency. You work 9 to 5, you get your paycheck, you go home. That's what most people do. But here's what the smart people do. They take the skills they're developing at their job and they freelance on the side, not with their employer's clients. That would be unethical and probably illegal. But they find their own clients and do work in the evenings or weekends. According to a 2024 survey by Upwork, 38% of the workforce does some form of freelance work. And here's the interesting part. The median freelancer earns an extra $12,000 per year. Let's do the math on what that means. If you're making $55,000 at your job and you pick up $12,000 in freelance work, your total income is $67,000. That's a 22% increase in your income without quitting your job. But here's where it gets even better. That side income can become your escape hatch. If you're making $12,000 per year freelancing and you build that up to $30,000 or $40,000, suddenly you have options. You can negotiate harder at work because you're less dependent on them. You can take risks. You can eventually go full-time if you want. Now you are probably wondering, what if my company doesn't allow side work? Great question. First, check your employment agreement. Many companies only restrict work with direct competitors or using company resources. General freelancing is usually fine. Second, if it's not explicitly prohibited, it's probably allowed. But be smart. Don't do it on company time, don't use company equipment, and don't work with their clients. Third, the skills you're developing are yours. Your employer doesn't own your brain. If you learn graphic design at work, You can use graphic design skills outside of work. The point is, your 9 to 5 should be training ground for building wealth, not a ceiling. Cheat code number 6, the promotion hack. Okay, let's talk about promotions because this is where most people get it completely wrong. Here's what most people think. If I work hard and do a good job, I'll eventually get promoted. And here's the reality. Promotions rarely go to the person who deserves it most. Promotions go to the person who positions themselves best. Let me explain. There are 2 types of employees. Type 1, does their current job really well, shows up, completes tasks, meets deadlines, doesn't cause problems. Type 2, does their current job well and starts doing pieces of the job they want, makes themselves visible to decision makers, advocates for themselves. Type 1 gets told, you're so valuable in your current role, we can't promote you. Type 2 gets promoted. Here's the hack. Start doing the job you want before you have it. Let's say you want to be promoted from marketing coordinator to marketing manager. Don't just do coordinator work really well. Start identifying problems that a marketing manager would solve and solve them. Start mentoring newer team members. Start speaking up in meetings with ideas. Make yourself visible. And here's the key. Document everything. Keep a wins folder where you track every accomplishment, every problem solved, every initiative led. When promotion time comes, you're not saying, I work hard and I deserve it. You're saying, here are 15 specific examples of how I've already been operating at the next level. Also, and this is important, have the conversation early. Don't wait for your annual review to tell your boss you want a promotion. 3 to 6 months before promotion decisions are made, sit down with your boss and say, I'm interested in moving into a role. What specific things do I need to demonstrate to be considered? Now they've committed. They've told you what the bar is. You hit those targets, and they either promote you or they've lost credibility. And if they don't promote you, after you've done everything right, that's when you use cheat code number 3, the strategic job change. Because if your current company won't promote you, another company will. Here's what I want you to understand. These cheat codes aren't just individual tactics. They work together and compound. Let's walk through what happens when you use all of them. Year 1. You do a compensation audit and realize you're underpaid by $8,000. You use the strategic ask and get a $5,000 raise. You start maxing out your 401k match. That's $3,000 in free money. You start a small side project that brings in $6,000 in year 1. Your total income improvement, $14,000. Year 2, you continue your side project and grow it to $12,000 per year. You start positioning yourself for a promotion. You're now making $8,000 more per year from your raise, $3,000 from 401k match, and $12,000 from your side project. Total improvement, $23,000 per year. Year 3, you get promoted, which comes with a $10,000 raise. Your side project is now bringing in $18,000 per year. You're making $18,000 more in salary. Original $5,000 raise, plus $10,000 promotion raise, plus regular cost of living adjustments. $3,600 in 401k match based on higher salary, and $18,000 from your side project. Total improvement from where you started, $39,600 per year. That's almost $40,000 more per year than where you started just 3 years ago. And you didn't change careers or start a full business. You just strategically maximized your 9 to 5. And here's the crazy part. If you invest that extra $40,000 per year for the next 20 years at a 7% return, that's over $1.7 million. This is how regular people build wealth, not through get-rich-quick schemes, through strategic optimization of what they already have. Here's the thing that separates people who use these cheat codes from people who don't. Mindset. Most people think of their job as something that happens to them. They show up, they do what they're told, they accept whatever they're given. People who get rich from their 9 to 5 think of their job as something they're actively managing. They're strategic, they're intentional, they treat their career like a business they're running. And look, I get it. It feels uncomfortable to ask for raises. It feels disloyal to interview at other companies. It feels risky to start a side project. But here's what you need to understand. Your employer is making strategic decisions about you every single day. They're deciding how much to pay you based on what they think they can get away with. They're deciding whether to promote you based on their needs, not yours. They're making calculated business decisions. So why aren't you? This isn't about being ruthless or unethical. This is about recognizing that your career is a business transaction, and you should be getting maximum value from it. All right, here's what I want you to do this week. Not someday, not when you feel ready. This week, day one, today, do the compensation audit. Go to Glassdoor or salary.com right now and look up what your job pays in your market. Write down the number. If there's a gap, that's your motivation. Day two, start your wins folder. Open a Google Doc or a note on your phone and start documenting your accomplishments. Every project completed, every problem solved, every metric improved. You'll need this for your strategic ask or your next interview. Day three, review your benefits. Actually read your benefits package. Are you maximizing your 401k match? Are you using your professional development budget? Are there benefits you're not taking advantage of? Day four, update your LinkedIn. Even if you're not planning to leave, having an updated LinkedIn means opportunities can find you. Recruiters actively search LinkedIn. Make sure you're searchable. Day five, identify one way you can add value above your current role. What's one thing you could do this week that demonstrates you're thinking at the next level? Do that thing. That's it. 5 days, 5 actions. And these 5 actions are going to set in motion a chain of events that could add hundreds of thousands of dollars to your lifetime earnings. And here's what's going to happen. 6 months from now, you're going to be making more money, maybe from a raise, maybe from a new job, maybe from a side project. But you're going to have more money than you do right now. A year from now, you're going to look back at this moment and think, why didn't I do this sooner? And 5 years from now, you're going to be in a completely different financial position. Not because you won the lottery or started a unicorn startup, but because you strategically maximize the value of your regular 9-to-5 job. Look, here's the truth. You're probably going to spend 40 plus hours per week at work for the next 30 to 40 years of your life. That's 80,000 plus hours. You can spend those 80,000 hours passively accepting whatever your employer decides to give you, or you can spend them strategically building wealth. The cheat codes I gave you today, the compensation audit, the strategic ask, the strategic job change, maximizing benefits, the side project strategy, the promotion hack, these aren't complicated. They're not difficult, but they work. And the difference between someone who uses these strategies and someone who doesn't is literally hundreds of thousands of dollars over a career. You deserve to be paid what you're worth. You deserve to maximize the value you're getting from the time you're trading. You deserve to build wealth from your work. But nobody's going to hand it to you. You have to take it strategically, intentionally, consistently. So stop waiting for your employer to recognize your value. Stop hoping that loyalty will be rewarded. Stop accepting less than you deserve. Use the cheat codes, get your money, build your wealth. If this video helped you see your job differently, hit that subscribe button and give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment and tell me which cheat code you're going to implement first. I read every comment and I want to hear about your wins. And remember, you're spending 40 plus hours per week working. It's time to make sure that work is actually making you rich. Thank you for watching. Please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you got value out of this video. I'll see you in the next video.